Good morning. To the entrepreneurs, executives, and professionals in this room, how many of you have experienced the distinct sensation that the very rules of the game have fundamentally changed? That meticulously crafted strategies now crumble in the face of events that are not merely unexpected, but were previously unimaginable? This is not just a feeling, it's our new reality. Analysts call it the era of permacrysis and polygrysis, a persistent state of interconnected disruption where the past, alone, no longer serves as a reliable map for navigating the future. It is in response to this fundamental paradigm shift that we gather here today to introduce our Manifesto for Evolutionary Leadership. The age of stability we were trained to manage has vanished. Business models built on projecting the past forward are not merely obsolete, they have become a liability. In the face of systemic chaos, resilience, traditionally defined as the ability to simply bounce back, represents a dangerously passive goal. We require a new paradigm, an evolutionary approach. This is not about surviving crises. It is about metabolizing them for strength. Therefore, the strategic question we must ask has evolved from how do we predict the future to how do we build the capacity to thrive in any possible future? Our first principle represents a radical shift in perspective. We must embrace uncertainty as a resource to be harnessed and shaped. We must reject the tyranny of historical data. Any strategy built exclusively on what has already occurred is engineered for failure. Our focus must pivot from the known to the unknown, from lagging indicators to the faint, weak signals of the gray rhino charging toward us on the horizon. This requires cultivating an evolutionary culture where the first question after a shock is not, how do we return to normal, but rather, what have we learned that now makes us stronger? This brings us to our second principle, demanding a quantum leap in artificial intelligence capabilities. We need AI to evolve from a mere task executor into a true partner in strategic reasoning, a lever for amplifying human ingenuity. Consider the distinction. The AI we have today is a sprinter, lightning fast at generating nearly instinctive responses. But for the decisions that will define your company's future, you don't need a sprinter, you need a mountaineer. A slower, more analytical, and deliberate intelligence that carefully weighs every step. Rather than asking AI to invent answers, we must ask it to validate which option, among infinite possibilities, is the most robust and reliable. Our inquiry shifts from what is the answer to what is the most stable and coherent path through the chaos, a solution that must always be vetted and approved by human intelligence. This leads to our third principle, integrating governance into the very core of the algorithm. For us, risk management, business continuity, and cybersecurity are not layers of control added afterward, they are intrinsic functions of operational intelligence. Governance becomes code. It's the difference between installing a fire extinguisher in a building and constructing the entire building from fireproof materials. This approach enables us to foster what some call algorithmics, translating moral principles into a language machine can compute, ensuring that AI remains a tool for humanization, never for alienation. This brings us to a point that is, for us, both a philosophical and technical imperative: transparency. To transform this revolution into genuine progress, we must move beyond the opacity of algorithmic black boxes. We must demand a new generation of crystal box systems, fully auditable platforms where every step in the decision-making process is traceable and comprehensible, as now mandated by emerging regulatory frameworks. But our ultimate ambition reaches even further, developing AI capable of critical self-reflection, a machine that can instill doubt in its own reasoning to avoid dogmatic rigidity. Because only an AI that questions itself can maintain the moral flexibility necessary to remain a true instrument of human elevation. We arrive, then, at the cardinal principle of our vision. All of this is designed not to replace human intelligence, but to augment it. A system like the one we propose knows when to stop. When confronted with extreme uncertainty or ethical dilemmas, the algorithm is designed to pass the baton to a human being for final evaluation. AI performs the heavy lifting, but the judgment, wisdom, and decisions requiring nuance and sagacity, these remain, and must always remain, firmly in human hands. So, what does this mean for you as leaders and managers? It means your role is undergoing profound transformation. You are no longer merely managers of linear, optimized processes. You are becoming architects of intelligent, decision-making ecosystems. Your task is no longer simply to refine a static value chain, but to design organizations that don't just withstand uncertainty, but harness it as the energy source for constant evolution and improvement. The new leadership paradigm does not belong to those who believe they can predict the future. It belongs to those who know how to build organizations capable of adapting to and shaping the future, whatever it may hold. The defining qualities of our time are fluidity, the ability to rapidly transform, resilience, redefined as the strength to convert challenges into opportunities, and relentless curiosity. The invitation we extend to you today is this: become the architects of this change, not its prisoners. The principles we've shared are not a magic formula, they are an invitation to embark on a journey of transformation. The manifesto we have presented serves as a map for navigating our complex present and building the organizations of the future, companies capable not only of surviving the storm, but of harnessing its energy to emerge stronger. The conversation about how we achieve this begins today. Thank you for your attention and for choosing to begin this dialogue with us.